Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Friday night. So glad to have each and every one of you here, and we appreciate you taking your time out on a Friday night to join in with all of us. And we've got a big crowd here tonight. Of course, as always, we got Mr. NC Relic Hunter over here to my
Hey,
right,
man.
and down at the bottom, we've got the Tokcast Crew from TikTok, and we've got Mr. Bucket Lister Andrew in the house. Glad to have you, Andrew. Appreciate you
How's it
being
going? Thank you.
here. All right, and we've got Mr. FLX Detectorist in the house, Mr. John. Glad to have John in the house with us, and we've
Hello,
got
everybody.
Jeep Girl in the house. Glad to have Jeep Girl in the house. Miss Beth is here joining us tonight, and we've got a
Hi guys.
jam-packed show. Yes, and we are so excited to have this special crew in here tonight. I have been on their show. It's a fantastic show. If you're on TikTok and you want to see a great relic show where they talk relics and metal detecting and all those great things, then you need to check these guys out on TikTok on Tuesday nights. What time, guys? Somebody, one of you tell me.
7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you can go see this fantastic crew of metal detectorists. And again, we love sharing different metal detectorists out there, and we are glad that these guys decided to join in with us tonight. So, thank you guys so much for being here, and we appreciate you guys joining us on our show tonight. So,
Thank you.
yeah, but we appreciate it, guys. So, as always, what we normally do is we go through and we do some shout outs because we have some amazing people that come on here every Friday night to join in the show. So we're going to give them a couple of shout outs. We got Mr. Ohio Fred in the house. Glad to have Ohio Fred. Appreciate him joining in with us, and we'll throw these up here and hopefully not get them in the way of you guys. We'll put them down here. Put them right here under John.
Ran out of
And
room.
yes, and we got Mr. Old Timer 50 in the house. Glad to have Old Timer 50. We've got Mr. Sniff It Out. He says, hello, guys, all the way from Southwest Pennsylvania, checking in with us. So glad to have him in the house. And we've got Mrs. Bells in the house. She's joining us, and we're glad to have Bells. Bells is a great supporter of our channel. We got Miss Detecting Adventures. Miss Aggie Hall is joining in with us. He says, hello, y'all. We got Mr. Brian Thomas in the house. Says, good evening, everyone. We've got Mr. Chris in the house. Good evening to Chris. Glad to have Chris joining us. We got Mr. Richard Pelkey in here. Always a great supporter of the channel. Glad to have Richard in here. He says, evening, everyone. He says he's got 13 inches of snow in Vermont.
It's too soon for that.
Right. Real quick, I
Oh,
think somebody's got some reverb coming through or some feedback. If you, Andrew, it might be you. If you hit echo cancellation, it might not pick that up. Do you see echo cancellation on yours? It's somebody. I don't think it. I don't know who it is. Look and see if you see it, but there's one of us that's got some feedback, but that's okay. We'll keep going. We got Mr. Workman's Adventure. Says good evening, everyone. Glad to have Workman's Adventure. We got Mr. Diggin' Dude. Says hi, everybody from New York. Glad to have Diggin' Dude in here. Always a great supporter of our channel. Mr. Ricky Bennett says good evening, everyone, and happy Friday night. Glad to have Ricky in here. We've got, let's see, I don't want to miss anybody. We got Mr. Doug Atkins in the house. Glad to have Doug. He says, good evening, everyone. We've got Mr. CZ Digger. He says, evening, everybody in the room. Glad to have CZ. Great wealth of knowledge from him as well. He's always in here checking us out. We got Mr. Wisco Detect all the way from Wisconsin. Glad to have Wisco joining with us tonight. We appreciate him being here, and I'm going through. We got Mr. Damian Thorne. He says he's sort of here. What do you think about that, Michael?
Yeah, that sounds like him.
That sounds like Damien. That really does. We got Mr. Detect Meister all the way from Ireland. Glad to have Detect Meister in the house. We appreciate him being here with us. We've got Mr. There we go. Somebody got it. Mr. and or Ms. Andrea Hash in here. She says, "Hey everyone, glad to have her joining in with us." We got Mr. Surfside Dan in the house. He says, "Hello all. Glad to have Mr. Surfside Dan. Appreciate him joining in with us." And I'm trying to get through these. We got a lot of comments. We got Mr. J Tibb in the house. He says, "Woohoo," and glad to have Mr. J Tibb joining in with us. We got Mr. Walter Smith joining in with us. He says, "My screen is full." He says, "Hello, everyone," and we appreciate Walter joining in with us. We've got Mr. Brad Caudill in the house. Glad to have Brad. I haven't seen him before, but we're glad you chose to join in with us on a Friday night. So thank you so much, Brad, for being here. There's Mr. James Bazell. He says, "Hello, all. Glad to have James in here. Always a great supporter of us, and we appreciate him." There's Mr. 5 Mile Relic Hunter. He says, "Holy cow, it's a full house," and it is a full house with some great guests tonight. So glad to have 5 Mile with us. Always great to see him. We got the Get Cracking Adventures. And he says, "Hello, glad to have you in here tonight, Mr. Get Cracking Adventures." We've got Mr. Johnny Rum in the house this evening, ladies and gents. Glad to have Johnny Rum in here with us joining in tonight. We got Mr. John W. all the way from Kentucky. Glad to have John W. joining in with us. So, man, we've got a full house in here. We got Detecting 925 says, "Hi everyone. Glad to have Detecting 925. Seeing some new faces tonight, aren't we, Michael?"
Yeah, we sure
Yeah.
are.
We've got Robin in the house. She says, "Hello, woohoo." She says, "I love this trio." So Robin knows who you guys are, and that's great. That's what we want. Glad to have you in here with us joining in, Robin. Thank you so much for being here. And I think we got to the end. We, of course, Mr. Ohio Fred. I think I mentioned him in the beginning, but we'll mention him again because he's always on here, right, Michael?
Yeah, he is. He's always a supporter of the channel.
He is. He's always a great supporter of the channel. So,
Yeah.
guys, tell us, we'll go one by one. Tell us a little bit about yourselves and when you started metal detecting. Just real quick, just give us a brief synopsis to introduce yourselves to our audience. And we'll start with Andrew. Andrew, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into metal detecting, when you started. What's your favorite machine that you like to use too, Andrew? That's what we want to know. Okay, go ahead. Fire away, Andrew.
He's muted again.
Yeah, hang on, Andrew. Hang on, Andrew. We got you muted here. It will. Okay, go, Andrew.
Am I good now?
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, we got you off
All
of
right,
mute.
cool.
I don't know why it keeps muting you.
So hello, my name's Andrew. I've been metal detecting for 3 years now. I got started with the bounty hunter, which made me pretty frustrated in the beginning. I stopped metal detecting for a couple months. Ended up watching Duck Family Treasure, which got me right back into it. I ended up picking up a Xterra Pro and met with John here out in a field, and I got into some awesome relics. No coins in the beginning, but got some awesome relics in the beginning. Made me hooked, and ended up digging a 2 real, and I haven't stopped metal detecting since.
You dug a
And
2 real on your first hunt. Is that what you're telling me?
no, it was what, my second or third, John?
Oh,
Yeah, with me. Yep.
well, that's the
Yeah.
way to start off.
It was awesome.
Yeah, I
You didn't
bet.
know what it was.
I had no idea. I ended up setting my Xterra Pro to the side. I ended up getting myself a Deus 2, which helped out a lot in our heavy iron sights, and kind of leveled the playing field of, not leaving stuff behind that we might want to dig.
Okay, good. So Andrew, when you dug that 2 real, you really you didn't know what it was, did you? No,
No idea.
you just
Um, John knew right away.
yeah,
It come flying out of the plug, and he's like, "Oh my gosh! Like I
yeah.
can't believe that." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "You know what that is?" I was like, "I have no clue."
So Andrew, I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions here. So, what did you feel like was the biggest challenge for you in the beginning? Just what was the one thing that sort of was hard for you to when you first started off?
That's a great question. So, I would have to say having that bounty hunter. I should have stepped up to something that had a VDI, some kind of iron discrimination, because in the very beginning, it was every single time that bounty hunter would make a noise, I was digging it. So I dug a crap ton of trash. Um, and that was kind of disheartening for someone that's just getting into it. You're out there looking for coins and something old, or you're looking for a relic,
Right,
and I was digging modern garbage just
right, yeah.
nonstop.
And I think every single person in this audience can attest to that. I mean, it all happens to us, and you get into some of those trashy situations, and it really becomes tough and difficult, especially if your machine is a little bit, I won't say inferior, but a little bit not up to speed with probably what you were hoping to do at that point. So I
Exactly.
totally get that for sure. But again, hey, thanks for sharing that with us. John, tell us a little bit about yourself, Mr. FLX Detectors, and basically the same thing Andrew just did. That'll be great.
Sure. So yeah, so I'm in the Finger Lakes. I'm about 20 minutes from Andrew. I actually started detecting in Syracuse, New York, when I was a kid, around 9 or 10 years old. I think it was a Radio Shack detector. Um,
Okay.
didn't find. I did find an Indian I had found in the garden that I was digging for my parents, and actually still have that coin, believe it or not. Um, but didn't go beyond much after that. But in 1990, um, I bought a Tesoro Silver Saber,
Okay.
and I think I detected until my kids started growing up. So probably now 1990 to 1994, 95. My kids got into music, sports, so I followed them around and gave up detecting for a while. And then when we had our epidemic hit, I was watching the Hoover Boys on YouTube, and I was like, "Geez, I should probably get back into detecting and be out there and be away from people." Um, Before, when I was detecting in the 90s, I was at like fairgrounds and school grounds. From the Hoover Boys, I discovered farm fields,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
that's been a game changer. The farm fields. So I had the Tesoro Silver Saber, and then I got back. Well, in 2000, I think it was, I got the Simplex, the Nocta Simplex, and
Right.
then from the Simplex, I went to the Legend, and then Nocta Legend, and then I got turned on to the Expedeus, and that's what I use now. And it's light, and it's fast. It's really nice for me because being older,
Sure.
and I just love it.
Great, great. So my buddy Digging Dude says I have a Tesoro Silver Saber Plus. So
Oh, no
he
kidding.
he loves single frequency knob job machines. So he's into all of that, and that's great. And of course he's probably doing cartwheels in his house right now because you talked about the Tesoro Silver
That's
Saber.
awesome.
Yeah, it is, and and it's great, and he still uses it, loves it, and goes out and does some amazing things with it. So again, I know he's excited that you mentioned the Tesoro Silver Saber.
And that was the days, we didn't have pinpointers like we do now. We're spoiled now. We didn't have
Yeah,
pinpointers, so you waved a dirt clump over your coil, and that's how you
that's
figured it
right.
out.
That's right. So we got Miss
I'm
Jeep
old
Girl.
school. So.
We got Miss Jeep Girl down here on the bottom right hand corner, and her name is Miss Beth. And Beth, tell us a little bit about yourself, and basically the same thing that John and Andrew just said to us.
Well, I am in northern West Virginia and I swing a dais. Um, I I have probably been detecting seriously for the last 3 years, but what got me into detecting was probably 8 years ago, my husband lost his wedding ring, and that's why we purchased a metal detector to begin with.
Wow, that's
And
so cool.
I know. So we've actually found his ring twice that he's lost it. And the detector kind of just sat in the basement, and I really didn't touch it after its intended purpose to find the missing ring. But I just got it out one day and started swinging it in the yard just to see what was out there, and it's all history from there.
Wow, that's great. So, Beth, all three, well, everybody on here is an XP Deus 2 user. What do you enjoy most about running the Deus 2, in your opinion, being a female? Tell us what makes that
It's
machine
light.
so good. Okay, it's
It's
light.
light.
Right.
Like
Did
I
you
was
that.
find
swinging an AT Max before I got the Deus, so it's a huge difference in weight.
right? And Beth, did you find this machine hard to use? Because a lot of people feel like when they first start using it that it's just too complicated, or you hear that it's got too much stuff on it. What do you think
No,
about that?
I did not find it complicated to use, and I mean, I came from a Garrett, and
Right.
I just I put a couple of programs in to it that I had seen on like YouTube and in the Deus Facebook page, and I just kind of mess around with the reactivity, but I did not find it difficult to use.
Right. Okay. And what's your favorite program to run, Beth?
My favorite program to run is Conk's No BS program.
Okay. And what's that based off of? Let's test Beth,
It's
guys.
general, isn't it? It's based off the general program.
Andrew's shaking his head.
Oh yeah, his first one is part
Oh, okay. And
is his
that's the
Is
one
second
it
Beth
part?
program.
is using.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, Beth, I've watched your videos, I've watched John's videos, I've watched Andrew's videos, and y'all find some really, really cool things. And the reason why I love having guests like you guys on here is that, number one, you guys are coming from a different audience and coming over to this audience, which is, you know, I want to make sure that they know who you guys are and they get to experience some of the things that you guys are experiencing. Plus, two, y'all are going to give some insight into things that maybe Michael and I don't give insights into whenever we're on here. So that was another reason why I wanted you guys on here. And I just think it's great. I enjoy what you guys do. I think it's fantastic. I love looking at your videos as well as watching the Tokcast. And like I said, I was on the Tokcast. So I really love seeing that and the excitement. And that's what we're all about. We're all about the hobby, the community, the fellowship. Some people get lost in some of this stuff, and when I see, a group of detectives like you, it just makes me realize that, hey, this community is thriving and we're seeing the things that make this hobby so wonderful. And that's what I love to see. And again, you guys do a wonderful job of being great ambassadors and stewards for the hobby and the community. And that's what makes this awesome. So, Andrew,
That's
let's
nice of
go
you
to
to say.
you. Go ahead, John.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. That's nice of you to say. I
Oh,
appreciate
man.
that.
I got a question. What's your favorite coil for the XP Days?
Which one?
9-inch.
All of
9-inch.
9-inch.
Nine
Yeah.
inch, right. And I think all of us would agree we love the 9 inch. I mean, I've run the 11 inch, I've run the 13 inch, I've run them all. But when it boils down to it, the best all around coil, in my opinion, is that 9 inch. And I think Michael
Yeah.
agrees. Now, the HF2 coil is more of a specialty coil, it's more of an accessory more so than anything. And but it is a fantastic coil, and hopefully the majority of you that are waiting on that coil, hopefully that's going to be in your hands really soon if you pre-ordered. As XP has informed us that there's shipments coming of those coils, and they hope to have all of their back orders filled before the end of the year. So if you're waiting on that coil and you're listening to me now, that's what I've been told from XP. So I'm passing that along to you guys, and hopefully you'll have your coils very soon. Um, so Since we're talking about XP, let's introduce something that's coming from XP. So I was talking with them today and yesterday, and of course, a lot of you are aware of this, but some of you may not be. So let's look and see what's coming from XP metal detectors. Y'all hang with us. So there you go, guys. There are a new set of headphones coming from XP, and these headphones are going to be pure fire. Is what I think. They're stereo headphones. They're going to have just a clearer audio. This is just what I'm hearing, and there's going to be some fine improvements that are going to be made in the software too to help us with that stereo addition to these headphones. So who knows, what this is going to be like, how it's going to sound, but I'm super excited about it. And I know that when XP releases something, it's something that they've thought about for a while, and it's something that they are being innovative about. So I'm going to go around the room here, and we're going to start with Mr. Michael. Michael, what do you think about these headphones?
It's interesting. I mean, I want to know what they sound like or what they mean by stereo sound. Um, and I would be interested. I mean, it seems like we use the WSA2s probably the most. I like the XLs, but they don't sound quite as good to me as the back phones. But hopefully this new stereo sound they will sound better than the XL headphones. I hope so. So
Yeah, okay.
I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, Andrew, what do you think about these new headphones? You think that's something that's going to help us?
Oh, absolutely. I think it's gonna enhance. I know me personally, there's a lot of times I won't even have my headphone, like I'll have them on my head, but I'm not using them. I'm using the audio coming out of my RC. Um but hopefully the response time is still right there. I know a lot of people, that's one of the biggest things that they always talk about is with the headphones is, they can hear everything, all those little tiny pips and squeaks that are coming out of it.
Right.
Um but I feel way more comfortable when I'm using the straight audio out of the RC. So I'll be interested to see how it is. Definitely gonna have to see if I can't pick myself up a pair of the bone ones, a little
Right.
lighter weight, easier on the heat.
Yeah, well, and they're going to have, I believe they're going to have three versions of this. They'll have the XLs, they'll have the WSA2s, and then they'll have the WS6s. And I'm assuming the WS6s will probably be a little more expensive because you got the remote on the side too as well. So, yeah, so I don't know prices yet. So if anybody's wondering what prices are going to be, I don't know that yet. And I'm sure XP will be releasing some of that information within the next few weeks. But let's get prepared. Hey, these headphones are coming, and again, I think it's going to be a win-win for all of us who are into audio and into listening to those sounds. Um, one thing that I liked that was on another machine that I was using, which was the Rudis Versa, which is out of Europe, was the idea of dual tone. So I'm wondering if we might get something like that dual tone feature with these headphones to where we can really separate some of the sounds from the ferrous and non-ferrous targets when we're using these headphones. So that's going to be interesting to see. So we'll see what happens, but these headphones look to be something great. John, what do you think about these headphones?
Well, I've always used headphones, so I love wearing headphones. I feel I don't know, there's a couple times I've forgotten my headphones,
Right.
and I just feel I feel lost without them.
Right.
So,
I
but
do too.
stereo, I'm looking forward to hearing Largies and Silver even sound better with stereo headphones.
Right. CZ Digger says that's nice, but he says hopefully we don't have to wait eons on them. I don't think we will. I think they've sort of got some of that stuff resolved, CZ, and I'm hoping I'm right. I really do, but I think they're really working on getting these things out pretty quick. So again, I think we'll see that. And Walter Smith says, "Can our XP sound better?" Yes, it can. Apparently, from XP, that's what they're telling us. So we're real excited about that. Doug Atkins says, any better sound seems like it would be a help listening for those deep sounds and those squeakers, those little
Yeah.
squeakers that are tucked in that iron. I mean, think about it. If we can hear those things better, how much better is that going to be on our machines? So yeah, we've definitely. I think this is going to be something awesome. Walter Smith says my second speaker on my remote is blown. As soon as I got it, be no time. That's what he said. So hopefully, Walter, you got all that resolved. And Digging Dudes is right. If XP does that dual tone that my Versa does, I'll be thrilled. And I don't know. I don't know what these things are going to be like, but it's going to be a lot of fun playing around with them once they finally get here. I can tell you that for sure. So, Beth, what do you think about these headphones?
Well, I cannot detect without headphones. Like the couple times that I've forgotten them,
Right?
uh, I
You
was
feel
not having the experience I normally do. So I can't imagine how the sounds can actually sound better. So I'm actually really intrigued.
right. So you felt lost without your headphones, right?
Oh, yeah.
I always feel lost if I don't have my headphones. So I think XP is on to something here, and how much better the audio gets, that remains to be seen. But knowing XP and knowing what they do, I think this is going to be something that we're all going to enjoy. But we'll just have to wait and see. You never know. So again, these headphones should be something that I think is going to help us, especially in trashy areas. Listening for, like Andrew said, maybe listening for those deep signals and listening for those sounds to come out and pop at us. And then you got to remember the Deus 2 also has an equalizer. So yeah, so you can implement that equalizer and fine tune that even more. So and I've
Do
done
you
that.
think there'll be an update for these headphones, Brian?
I do. I think we're going to see, and I think they've already mentioned this, but I think they've said that we'll be going from 3.1 to 4.0 is what I believe. So yeah, so there's going to be an update for sure for these new stereo headphones, and these headphones are different from your originals in that they do have some different things inside of them that make them have the stereo part. So again, just to pass that along too. So it's going to be a great Christmas, right, guys? Everybody's going to get headphones for Christmas.
Hope so.
Hopefully.
Right. Hey, and if it's cold, hey, what better way to get a new pair of headphones to protect your ears, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So, one other thing I want to share is I did a little digging this past weekend and I found something really, really cool. So, we're going to take a break real quick. We're going to show you the video clip of me out in the woods. And I was metal detecting with Mr. Mike Heil from LMS Metal Detecting, and we're gonna talk about him shortly too. But and we came across a fantastic signal, but it wasn't what we thought it was going to be. We thought this thing sounded sort of garbled, but I want you guys to hear this and listen to this. We're going to show you a fantastic find from last week's hunt. So let's check me out in the woods where Michael says the Haints live, right, Michael?
And that's what you said.
Man, I got scared in these woods one day. It was right before Halloween too, and I swear I could hear something in those woods. It was freaking me out. So, but anyway, I want to share this video clip, and then we'll be right back with you guys. So, enjoy the video, and then we'll talk a little bit about it, and we're going to show you that find live on this live stream in just a second. So stay tuned. All right, guys. The HF2 coil has done it again. And this little baby, I can tell you one thing. When you stick it in the iron and you get over a mass target, this coil is the best coil and the best piece of equipment that you can have in a trashy iron sight. And I've got evidence of this. Now, I wish I would have videoed it, and I probably should have videoed it, but I've got someone over here to sort of tell you what was happening. Look, and he's got that big smile on his face because he knows what just happened. So he's got the MindLab Manicord. You guys can see it down here. And we were comparing targets, and we were comparing this target that I just dug out of the hole. Now, the funny thing was the Manicord was showing up a 54 with a really ugly trace. But we were getting a 54. It was sort of painting near the center line, but the trace was really bad on the Manicord. Whereas with the HF2 coil, I could hear the sound, but I also was hearing a little bit of grunt, but my numbers stayed consistent as I moved around the hole, and the audio stayed consistent as I moved around the hole. And so we dug this target, and lo and behold, it's a military button. And it was ringing up an 8485. And I'm going to clean this up. It could be something else, but I'm going to clean it up. And you can see the back of it. It's a two-piece button. And we just pulled that out of the hole. And I just could not believe it. But again, this is the way this coil responds in this type of situation. That as long as you're getting the audio all the way around the hole and you're getting that clip sound, that's telling you that it's probably a mixed target. Now, it wasn't the best of sounds, I can promise you that. And Mike can attest to that. Mike, was that a good sound that we were hearing?
Not actually.
No, it was nasty, grunty, and everything. And then out comes this button. So we're going to clean this thing up and we're going to take a look at it shortly. But again, it's a two-piece button. It's smashed. So I don't know how much detail I can get off of it, but I'm going to try my best. But definitely a military button, and it was buried, I'd say, what, about 10 inches down. And there's the plug, and there's the button. So we'll clean this up, and we'll see what we got, okay? Well, guys, I just dug a military button. Now, I mis-ID'd it. I really did. I cannot believe I mis-ID'd this button. But you're not going to believe it when I show you what it really is. It's actually, to me, it's actually better than a South Carolina button. I love Confederate buttons. It is a Confederate button. It is a two-piece button. And check this thing out. We're going to flip our camera around, and we just cleaned it up. And you can really tell what this button is now. Of course, there's the back of it. You can see it's a two-piece button. And then when we flip it around, you can see it's clearly an infantry button, and it's the longer version of the I button, of the infantry button. So not the real big thick one, but definitely a nice one. And man, what an incredible find. And I think the main thing that was so fun about this dig and this digging this target was how the HF2 coil reacted to it versus the Manicord. And you see Mike over there with the Manicord, and we got to really test this before I dug it. He's saying that he probably wouldn't have dug this target, and I was saying I'm going to dig this target because I've seen the scenario play out the way it played out, where I was still getting the little clip of audio all the way around. It wasn't a very good signal at all, and I wish I'd have videoed the whole thing, but again, we didn't. But wow, this is a great find, and I'm super excited to get it. It just doesn't get much better than digging a Confederate infantry button. All right, I got to add Andrew in here. Andrew keeps getting missing on me. Here he is. There he is. So there it is, guys. You guys can see it. There is the Confederate infantry button that I dug. That's called a lined I button, and I know it's not in the best of shape, but you can tell what it is. And after that's the first time I've watched that video. I just threw it in here and sort of clipped it a little bit. I identified that button in the beginning as a South Carolina button. Because I couldn't see the eye. It looked like the bottom part of the tree. And so I'm thinking it's going to be a South Carolina button. And then all of a sudden this appeared, and I'm like going, oh my gosh. And
That's awesome.
again, these buttons are very special. And here's the reason why. Number one, there were a lot of these that were imported from Great Britain, and they had to go through the blockade in order to get to South Carolina. So that's what really makes them very special. They only had these buttons really in the beginning of the war, because as the war dragged on, naturally they couldn't afford to buy uniforms and buttons. So again, that's what makes this button so special. And these are very, they're not very rare, but they're rare. Okay, and that you just don't see them coming out of the ground that much. And this is just an amazing find, and I was super excited. But like I said in the video, the one thing that really made me feel good about this was how the HF2 performed on this button. And again, I've dug this button, but before I dug this button, I dug a few others that were on heavily hunted sites, loaded with iron, and I've been rewarded. And if I hadn't have done that before, I wouldn't have probably dug this button. And I honestly mean that. The HF2 is sort of special when it comes to the way that it reacts to these buttons. And so you see that one. I'm going to take this one away real quick. But I also dug this one as well. And that's a Confederate cavalry button that was also dug. And Michael was actually with me for this button. And I told Michael then that, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I have hunted that site for 5 years, and I have walked that same area 100 times. And this thing reacted the same way as that block, well, it's not a block eye, that lined eye Confederate button did. And then, not only did I dig that one using the HF2, but then I turned around and I dug this one. And this one's sort of hard to see here. Let me turn it real quick for you guys. But this is a War of 1812 U.S. Naval button. Let me turn it the other way. Get it to... Is it upside down?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, it's upside down. Sorry. But yeah, this is a War of 1812, and you can see the anchor there. That's a War of 1812 naval button that was also dug off of a very heavily hunted site using the HF2 coil, and it reacted the same way as that lined eye and as that cavalry button. So 3 bucket lister buttons were recovered running that HF2 coil. And if that doesn't get you excited about the HF2 coil, I don't know what wouldn't. But I've never dug one of these until I dug this one. How about any of you guys ever dug one of these?
No.
No.
Nope.
No. John, have you dug one?
I'm not sure. I've dug a War of 1812 naval artillery button.
Okay.
But I'm not sure that one there.
Yeah, this one's got the eagle holding the shield with the net with the anchor in the middle of it. So
Oh no, I haven't gotten that one done. Nope.
So all of these were dug with the HF2. Michael, tell them what you have seen out of the HF2 coil.
It seems to lock on the targets pretty good in the iron. It's like you said. I've seen it. It seems like it's performing better in the iron to me than the Manicore, and I like the Manicore. I hate to say that. I like using the Manicore, but it is performing better to me. I enjoy running that disc up high and hunting in the iron, and it's been performing great.
Right. It's just and it's fun to swing. So Beth, you mentioned earlier about how you like the lightweight. Well, think about making it even lighter running that coil.
It would be nice. I mean, like any weight I can knock off would be great.
Yeah.
That means
So
I can go longer.
yeah, that's right. We can go longer, correct? So,
Mm-hmm.
again, I appreciate everyone giving the compliments. Thank you guys so much. But again, all of those finds were dug with the HF2 running um, a high discrimination. So, Michael and I have found out that running that high discrimination has definitely helped us in some of these trashy sites. I'm also running the silencer down a little bit lower. I'm running the silencer at -1. So, and that's with the new software, with 3.10 software. And when I do that, I'm finding that it just performs excellent. Now, I've used sensitive full tones when I dug the line die Confederate button. I was using deep high conductor with a high discrimination on this button. And I believe on the other one, I believe I was running fast, if I'm not mistaken. Michael, do you remember?
I think you were running
Yeah,
fast.
I was running fast, but with a high discrimination. And I was also running the two-tone program on the Calvary button and on the War of 1812 button. But on the line die, I was running sensitive full tones. And I love sensitive full tones. It's what my sweeper program was based off of. And I really liked it on that button, especially. So, but again, I can go on and on about the HF2, but it really did a fantastic job. And I wanted to share that with you guys, and I do have a video coming that sort of shows what this was doing versus the Manicore, because we dug another target. It's not as great as that line die button, but it did react the same way, and you can hear the Manicore versus the Deus 2 over that target. And there was a non-ferrous target there, and the Manicore was really struggling with it, whereas the HF2 was really locking in on it. So again, that's just my assessments from what I've seen out in the field. But I love the Manicore. I don't want anybody to think I'm trying to put down the Manicore. The Manicore is one of my favorite machines to swing, but I love that Deus too as well. I mean, they're both incredible machines, and they both do a great job, and they both have their weaknesses and strengths. Maybe this is the strength of this machine and this coil versus the Manicore, whereas the Manicore maybe a little bit better in some other situations as well. So again, there are a lot of ways you can look at this, but just blown away by what I saw that day, and I wanted to share that with you guys on the live stream tonight so you could see it. So again, hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully that sort of showed what was going on, or at least I got to tell what was going on, and so on. So you guys, since we're here, tell us a little bit about your programs and basically maybe how you got those things set up for yourselves. Um, Again, I know Jeep Girl or Beth was basically telling us a few minutes ago what she likes. Andrew, how about you? What do you generally run?
I run the same program as Beth. I run
Mm.
the No BS. I'll bounce between that and his newer program, which was the 2.0. But typically, I end up just reverting back to the same, the original No BS. It seems it seems to be able to discriminate pretty well through the iron. Um, and the response, like the recovery speed on it's really good. Um, but the in my opinion, the best thing is, you can swap that thing down and drop it down into like two for reactivity, get a little deeper, and still be able to pull those targets out, still be able to discriminate right through the iron.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, do you know what that program's based off of? I think you said earlier it wasn't. Is it General or Park or which one?
So his first one is on general, his second one's on park.
Right, right. Okay, all right, cool. John, how about you? What do you usually run? What's your? I know you use
I I
my
run the
sweeper
same thing.
program.
I run Cox No BS on with the 9-inch coil at the 2.1
Mm-hmm.
software release. Um,
Okay.
and yeah, both Andrew and I, we've discovered basically. I got to give a shout out to Josh Cox. We all three of us have learned from him. watching his lives and everything. So Andrew and I have learned like reactivity is key, and I've learned that from Josh. I've dug like really nice largies over some pounded areas with running it reactivity of 5, and
Okay.
the machine still goes deep, and I'm finding stuff just because of that reactivity, because
Are
it
you
just makes
run?
it so much
Are
faster.
you using the Are you using the 9-inch coil, or are you talking about with the HF2 coil?
No, with the 9-inch coil. So with the HF2, I have another machine that I have that at 3.1, and I run your sweeper program with that, and
Okay.
knocked
All
out a
right.
barber
Good. Yeah.
quarter. Yeah, I knocked out a barber quarter with that machine and that software.
Yeah, I know. I remember that, and you sent me that to me. You said thanks so much for that.
Yeah,
Program has
yeah.
been tried and true, and I'm sort of working on, I guess, the sweeper two with the HF2 coil. Um, and I might have found the sweeper too when I found that line die button, because that sensitive full tones definitely let me in on that. Beth, what are some of your favorite programs to run? I know you said you like running the same program that these guys run. Is there any other ones that you choose to run?
Um, I will use the Fast 40 program. I detect on a lot of
All
cow
right.
farms, and I deal with some horrible EMI. And that program, I can detect and hear targets, and that's the one other program I religiously use.
Right. And you know, that's so funny you said fast 40, because again, for those of you that don't know, that's a single frequency that she's using with 40 kilohertz. And it is way better on EMI than any of the other programs on that machine. Running a single
Oh yeah.
frequency will definitely knock that stuff out. And fast 40 is awesome. It's also great for relics, because of the higher frequency. So you're going to be able to pick out some of those smaller, non-ferrous targets that you might miss. And again, like we always say on here, what do we always say on here, Michael? It's good to do what when you keep going to a site and keep doing
Try
the
different programs, different
right.
calls, you know.
Right. Try different things, because again, you're going to find that you're going to miss something. And some of those other programs and some of the different size calls are going to be things that are going to help you find those types of things. And that was so good to hear you say too, Beth. I appreciate you telling that, because a lot of us just forget about that. But those single frequencies definitely still have a place, and
Oh, absolutely.
they can still be very valuable in certain situations. And you just mentioned the perfect situation for it. So thank you for sharing that with us. That's awesome. So we always do what everyone's always here for, and that is Michael's tip of the week, guys. This is Michael's knowledge. It's some of the best knowledge in North Carolina. I can promise you that. And we're getting ready to share that with you. He's not even smiling about it. Is he, Froze? You didn't even smile about that. So we're going to share Michael's tip of the week. Let's hear what Michael's got to say. Let's see what that tip is going to be. I think it's something similar to what we've already talked about. So we're going to share our tip of the week. We'll be right back with you. Let's see what Michael's got to say for our tip of the week this week.
Hi guys, my detecting tip this week is about taking a chance on some of these signals you're getting. You know, a lot of these spots we've hunted, I know me and Brian have hunted, they've been hunted a lot, and some of the signals that are left are some that, you know, are not the best sounding signals, but we've dug them, and sometimes they turn out to be really good stuff. You know, I know Brian found that block eye button the other day, and that wasn't the absolute perfect signal, but it was enough to dig. And sometimes you got to take a chance on them, these iron laden sites with, you know, different coils and different settings on your machine, and see if you can get a signal, you know, to come out. But sometimes you got to dig them. I mean, that's just the way it is. And sometimes I think you're going to be surprised. Sometimes you may dig more nails doing that, but A lot of times you're going to be surprised if you take a chance on some of these targets. And it helps you to learn more about the machine by digging some of those targets too that you normally wouldn't. And you might say, hey, I'm going to start digging those, those signals there because, it could be something good. But anyway, guys, that's just something we've kind of picked up in the field and learned. But hope everybody has a good weekend and a good night. Thanks, guys.
So there it is, Michael's famous tip of the week. It's what everybody looks forward to. They love hearing from my man, Mr. Sasquatch over there. There he is. And
What you had me zoomed in so close for?
oh, that's because you filmed it wrong. I told you not to film it that way. No. Michael and I were going round and round last night about how he filmed it, and I'm going like, dude, you filmed it vertical, and I needed it landscape, so I had to zoom in on his face. So yeah, it was just crazy. And again, we appreciate Michael's tip of the week. Michael, that was a great tip, and it basically was what we were talking about with the video that I showed. And Michael said it perfectly. Hey, some of these signals are going to be suspect, and the HF2 coil seems like it can take some of those suspect signals. And if you know that coil and know that machine very, very well, you can find some great things. And you guys just saw some of the great things I've found. And it's all been bucket listers, one right after the other, things that I've never dug before. And again, I was just super stoked by the HF2 coil. And Michael definitely did a great job of explaining that too on his tip of the week. So we appreciate Michael sharing his tip of the week. And yeah, so again, they said, oh, Michael, they're on you right now. Good tip to Squatch. That's what they said. Good tip to Squatch. Rob liked it so much. Rob liked it so much he gave a super sticker of $49.99. So Rob, thank you so much. That is really generous. Awesome. The History Digger is one of our good friends, and we appreciate him so much. And we're going to talk about some other things with the History Digger in just a second. But we've got some other special news. This is a special show. We've got some wonderful guests, and we've got some wonderful other things that we're going to talk about. And Michael and I are real excited to make this announcement too, which we've already sort of announced, but we're going to announce it on here for those people that don't know in just a few minutes. But thank you, Rob. We appreciate you, buddy. You are an awesome friend and a great detectorist, and we're glad that we know you, and we're glad that we're associated with you as well. So thank you, Rob. Appreciate you so much. So let's see. Yes, Rocky Mountain Prospector Brad Hayden says, hello all. Hit that like button. Thank you, Rocky Mountain Prospector. We're glad to have you in here tonight and joining in with us with the Tokcast Crew in the house. So glad to have them in here with us. So, guys, any tips that y'all would like to share? Maybe some things that maybe you would like to share with our audience to help them out in the field. Some things that you've noticed as well. I'll start with you, Andrew. Tell us some things that you would give as a tip.
Well, as always, keep the coil to the soil. Just making sure, when you're swinging, don't pendulum, and take it slow. It doesn't matter how fast you go through the field. I mean, you'll be able to tone snipe, but you really want to focus and be like a vacuum cleaner, sucking everything up out of the ground, just nice and slow, and just keep a really consistent swing.
Right.
That's the best thing you can do.
Awesome, Andrew. Thank you for sharing that. John, what about you, buddy? Give us a good tip for our audience.
So I really loved Michael's tip, and it made me think about, I think I was with Andrew. I was live on TikTok, and I got a scratchy signal, and I remember live on TikTok saying it's probably going to be iron, and then I popped it out, and it turned out to be a beautiful signal once I got it out of the dirt, and it was a lib cap, like a 1796 Liberty cap, large set.
Oh wow! Yeah,
and I thought it was going to be iron.
I've never dug one of those, John. So you got one.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
That's an awesome find. Yeah. All right, Beth, give us your tip. Let's hear from you.
So dig a lot. Dig a
Yeah.
lot is my tip.
Dig a lot, right?
Yeah.
I take chances on horrible VDIs and signals, and I've unearthed some pretty interesting things. So that, and I really like to lower my reactivity and slow down.
Oh wow.
And
Yeah.
that would be my two things to
Right.
say.
You know, and it goes back to something that Michael and I constantly say on here. Sometimes changing the reactivity and hunting it a little bit differently than what you'd hunted it with a faster reactivity. I know I get sucked into it, and I know probably all of y'all have probably gotten sucked into it as well. We get into these high iron sights and we want to run a fast reactivity the whole time. Whereas maybe if we ran a slower reactivity, we might find something that we missed. You know, that reactivity can naturally get you a little bit more depth, and it might be able to help you find something, especially if you do what Andrew said, which was slow that swing down too. Right, Andrew? And he was exactly right on that. So all of those things that you guys mentioned are things that everyone can use out in the field and things that they can do to make their sites sort of come alive again in some cases too. And that's one of the things that we like to stress with our audience as well. So
Hankey's got a
yeah,
good
I see it.
question.
I got it. So, what are the white whales? So, what are some things that each one of you are wishing to find or something you're hoping to find in the near future? I'll start with you, Andrew.
Well, typical as most people, I really, really want to get a gold coin or a GW button. But I'm going to keep it a little bit more realistic. Um,
No, don't be realistic. Go for the gusto. If you're going to go out and you want to find you go for the best.
so I I had a kind of like an inside joke. It was a couple weeks back. I found a coin that was in absolute pristine condition, especially for the age of it. And I misidentified the coin. So the coin that I misidentified it with is what I really want to get. I want to get a flowing hair, large cent. Um, as ugly as the coin looks, I definitely want one of those though.
Oh yeah. Hey, I'm with you on that one. That's one of mine. And I've seen one dug right beside me too. I mean, and it's like, oh, that's just like a dagger in the heart. You knew you
Yeah,
wanted that coin, and then I'd be doggone if somebody else didn't get it right in front of you. And it just,
right.
oh my gosh, it just breaks your heart. But you're always excited for the person you're hunting with too when they find that. And but hey, I'm with you on that. That's a great one. John, how about you, buddy? Tell us what yours is.
Yeah, there's two of them. The first one is a half cent. So I've dug lots of largies, and I've never dug one half cent,
Wow.
which seems kind of odd. So
Well,
any half
well
cent I would love. And then
right.
silver wise, a cap bust, anything cap bust silver would be epic. And I gotta say, a friend of mine today, Janine, she dug one in Indiana, an 1835 cap bust halftime.
Wow.
Oh, that just oh,
Crazy.
John, I've never
What?
dug a cat buzz, so I'm with you on that one. Um, I've never dug a flowing hair, so I'm with Andrew on that one. So I can relate. The halftime I have dug, I've dug a few half times, John, believe it or not. So I've been lucky to find those. But I went for a long time, John, without digging a large scent. So I understand your pain. I feel your pain with that.
He
So
said a half cent.
well, yeah, he said
Yeah,
a half
half cent.
cent, but
Yeah.
just like
Right.
with that half cent that he hasn't dug, I didn't dig a large cent for probably my first 10 years of metal detecting, believe it or not. So, yeah, but that
Yeah.
happens. You got to be on the sites where there are large scents. That's the old saying, right?
Oh
So,
yeah.
and it's probably the same way with you. You just hadn't gotten on a site where there were a lot of half cents that were dropped.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a
So,
rare coin. A
oh,
rare,
it
rare.
is.
It
It's a
is.
very rare
I was
coin.
hunting with a guy a couple of years ago, and he found one about 10 foot from me, a half cent. It was in good shape too.
Yeah. Alexa says that she was there for the misidentification. Was that for you, Andrew?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So I get it. I get it 100%. So, all right, Beth, tell us your white whale. What's that bucket list or find that you're just dying to get?
I'd love to get a shield nickel and a skeleton key, which is crazy, but I've not found a skeleton key yet. And I'm on lots of old home sites. Um, and also, probably will never find this, but never say never, a hobo nickel.
Oh, a hobo nickel. I've never dug one of those.
I think it'd be cool to
Ooh,
find one.
Yeah. Yeah.
very good.
Michael, you ever dug a hobo nickel?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. Maybe they just don't
Okay,
have
I
those
might
down.
be just because I'm so new. What the heck is a hobo nickel?
Yeah. Tell him, Beth.
They're nickels, buffalo nickels that they like carved the Indian on the front. They would carve different faces and stuff, and I think they used them for like um to pay for like board and food for the night, or to have a place to stay for the night.
Hey,
Right.
Andrew, Alexa says you dug a flowing hair margarita. Is that right?
No, it was horrible. This corn, I'm telling you, I saw it and it was like her hair was flowing. I was like, yeah, that's a flowing hair. Nah, wrong.
Doug Atkins says that John is bored with digging largies.
They never get boring.
No, they never get boring, and once you start digging them, and it just seems like it sort of happens in a row. It just keeps going and going and going. So yeah, so I'm with you guys 100%. All right, Michael, you tell him what your bucket lister is.
You know what mine
Well,
is.
go ahead and tell them. Just tell them.
Um, well, I've always wanted to find a slave tag. Hunting down around Charleston. We hunt down there, and you found a piece of one. I know.
I found one of the earliest slave tags that you could possibly find, but it was cut in half, and all I had was the
Yeah.
date. Didn't have any of the
Oh
rest of
wow.
it. It was an 1803 round tag, which is very rare. And supposedly the only one that I've seen, even the Charleston Museum doesn't have one. The only other one I know is in the African American Museum in Washington D.C. And I dug half of one or a quarter of one really. And God, it was just so. I keep going to that same spot, hoping that I will find the rest of that tag. Um, so Michael's was a slate. Mine is a GW button. I just, I want that. I just think that would be great. For the longest time, it was a USA button because I and what was so funny is I've dug two of those since last year, and but that was one that I wanted to get off my bucket list, and I got two, and was just blown away by that. And I love Revolutionary War history. It's just like my favorite. And I've dug a couple of British buttons as well. 76 Regiment of the Foot Highlander button, and I've also dug a British naval button, officer's naval button, as well, off of a British fort actually. So yeah, just but if it was me, it would be a GW button. I just want one. Any of y'all dug a GW button? No, no.
No.
Well, I know
I
Michael
would
has.
like to find one of those too. I
Yeah,
can put
I
that
know
on
we would
the
all like to
list.
find one of those. And I'm just hoping one of them is going to show up in my future. So we'll see what happens. Um, all right. So we've gone through the tip. So let's do our big announcement. So our big announcement is that Michael and I are going to DigStock in North Carolina on March the 5th through the 8th, and we will be there. So any of you guys that are interested in coming to DigStock, or maybe you've already purchased a ticket for DigStock, then Michael and I will be there. You will be able to come and see us and talk to us chat, and we'll hang out and talk about metal detecting and talk about detectors. We're also probably going to be going out and doing a little bit of metal detecting ourselves. We're going to have maybe a couple of little raffles and giveaways. So if you're going to DigStock or you want to go to DigStock, then come by and see us. We will have the link in the description of this live stream. So if you're interested in going to DigStock in North Carolina, the dates are March 5th through the 8th, 2026. Come join Michael and I as we will be at DigStock. We will have our little tent set up, and you guys can come by. We would love to see you, love to hang out, have a good time, and just talk metal detecting. We're also going to be doing a special live stream from DigStock. So we're going to be doing a live stream from the DigStock event in North Carolina. They're estimating somewhere between 600 to 800 people that are going to be there. It's one of the largest metal detecting events in the U.S. I was told today that there are limited tickets. They're getting down to the nitty gritty. So if you are interested in going to that event, then you might want to go ahead and get your ticket. But the description in the description, you will see the link to purchase your ticket if you are interested in going to DigStock. So Michael and I are really excited. Michael, are you excited? You don't look excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to meet some of these people that we talked to on here.
Oh yeah, and look who's going to be there. There's Bells. I met Bells there my first time going to DigStock with XP. This time I'm not going to be with XP, but I'm going to be going as myself. We're going to be going as Southern Relic Adventures. We'll have some t-shirts and other things that we'll be doing as giveaways, that sort of thing. So if you're going to be there, come by and see us. We'd love to see you, love to talk with you, and just hang out and have a great time. So we're looking forward to that as well. So again, come and see us and come join the DigStock crew. So a couple of other things too, some housekeeping duties. We've got, and I'm going to share this real quick. Mr. LMS Metal Detecting is our main sponsor. So if you guys are interested in anything metal detecting related, definitely contact Mr. Mike Heil at LMS Metal Detecting. He can get you hooked up with anything and everything metal detecting related. So this is going to be great. Go check him out. Maybe we'll have some things at DigStock, maybe from LMS Metal Detecting, but you never know. So come and check us out at DigStock as well, and check out Mr. Mike Heil if you would. He's a great supporter of our channel, and he's got a lot of great things on his site for you guys to pick from. You can see his site right now scrolling across the bottom and scrolling here, and check Mike out at LMS Metal Detecting. So, guys, what's your plans right now for the future? What are you guys got some great hunts coming up, or is there something going on with you guys that we can share with the audience before we get out of here tonight?
I just kind of fly by the seat of my pants. Whenever John texts me that we're going metal detecting, I go.
Yeah, you just wait for John. That's the way this guy.
Yeah.
That's the way this guy is. He likes to do that to me. He says, "Hey, are we gonna go metal detecting?" You know. But guess what? I'll never get to go to North Carolina. He's always coming to South Carolina. What do you think about that, guys?
Well,
Oh,
Brian
man.
don't want to drive. That's what the problem is. I don't mind driving.
So, yeah, Michael's a lot of fun to hunt with. Andrew, I get where you're coming from. John, what do you got planned for the future? Anything great coming up, or something that you're looking forward to?
So let's talk about Tokcast a little bit. So
Okay, go ahead. Sure.
Tokcast was Andrew's idea.
Mm-hmm.
He texted me one day and he said, "Hey, I have this great idea." And then I believe he texted Beth. He made us his co-host. I do most of the scheduling. I reach out to people like I scheduled you, Brian,
Yeah,
and
you did.
I just message people. I don't care how big they are on YouTube or TikTok, how small they are. I look for interesting folks. I think you do the same thing.
I do.
We've had Quarter Hoarder Jason. We've had Brad from Green Mountain. We've had Gypsy. Um, all these people, and then our friends come up, do some show our finds. Beth is always there. Sometimes I'm in the background if I don't go up. But I like the scheduling part of it. But it was Andrew's idea, and it's been we've made a lot of friends doing it, and we've got a lot of great support, and it's so much fun.
Well, it is a great show, and there isn't another show like that on TikTok. I'm just so spread out, John, that I can't do TikTok all the time. I mean, I know I put a lot of content out there for TikTok, but I decided that if I was going to do the live stream, I was going to go in the YouTube route or in the YouTube lane.
Sure.
But man, I am so glad that you guys are doing a show like that over there on TikTok, and I think that is wonderful. And go check these guys out if you have a TikTok account and you are on TikTok. It's a fantastic show, and they do a great job of sharing some very interesting artifacts, and they have some great guests too as well, sort of similar to what we do here. And I think you guys will like it if you are in the TikTok world. Definitely go check them out, and hopefully this is for some people this may be their first time seeing you guys. And hopefully they become more aware of what you guys are doing, and that's why we do these types of things, because like I said, we're one big happy community. We're all metal detectors. We all love the hobby. We all love history. And I can tell and I can see the passion in a lot of you guys as far as what you do, and finding those types of things too as well. And by the way, I don't know if you guys, I think I said this. I'm a history teacher, by the way, so I love U.S. history, and it's my passion. And of course, I was born and raised in South Carolina. My family has lived in South Carolina since 1730, so I've got deep roots as far as that goes. And finding a piece of history to me is just like finding a piece of my past or my family's past in a lot of ways. And thinking about what they were doing at that time, when all of these events and things were going on, and it just amazes me all the time. So I see that in all three of you as well. And again, that's why I love having guests like you guys on. So again, thank you so much. Um,
Thank you.
Anything else y'all want to share real quick before we get out of here? I think we're getting close.
Yeah, I wanted to mention this little thing.
Oh yeah,
Alexa
go
and
ahead.
I have
Definitely.
put together. Alexa did most of the work actually,
Right.
and we've had some help from other people. But Cliff Strong, he's our buddy Cliff Condra, dealing with a cancer diagnosis, and it's been a great thing. And we just want to keep that going. I just wanted to mention that he's on YouTube. He's a big player on YouTube as well. So
Yes, we know Cliff. Michael and I have talked about Cliff quite frequently, and we know that he's dealing with an unfortunate medical situation. And we definitely, like I said, Cliff comes on my channel and leaves comments and things all the time too. And our hearts and prayers go out to him. We hopefully he's I know he was going through a little bit of chemo and some other things right now too, and but we're definitely praying for him and hoping that his situation gets a lot better. And the name of his channel is Reaching History, and you guys can
yep,
go on there and check him out on YouTube. He's a fantastic guy. He's in Georgia, but just a super 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 nice guy. And it's unfortunate that this has happened, but again, he's the kind of guy I think that is one of those kinds of guys that can get through this and fight through it. And I love seeing the Cliff Strong thing as well. And we highly support that, and we send our
great.
thoughts and
That's awesome.
prayers with Cliff as well. Right, Michael? Anything you want to say about
Absolutely,
that
yeah.
real quick?
Yeah, he's a great guy. I enjoy watching his videos, and he's always been super nice every time I've talked to him.
Right.
He's always optimistic. So, and we'll be praying for Cleo. He's a
Yes.
great guy.
Definitely. Thoughts and prayers are with him, and most of our audience is agreeing as well. So, before we get out of here, anything you guys want to share one last time before we leave? again, I can't thank you guys enough. Thank y'all so much for being here. You guys have been awesome. Hopefully, I didn't talk too much because I'll go off on a tangent. I can talk all day. But that's my job. I talk to students all day too. I talk to 17 and 18-year olds, and this is sort of my release. I mean, to be honest with you, because I get to talk about the things that I mean, I love history. Don't get me wrong, but I really love relic hunting, and I really love talking history with all of these folks that are on here tonight, and I really love talking metal detectors with each and every one of these guys on here, and Michael does too, and I know that you guys do too, and that's why I wanted to have y'all on. But before we leave, Andrew, real quick, anything you want to say before we head out?
Hey, I really appreciate you having me on your show. It was nice to be able to, uh, talk about like where we've come from. It's nice being on the other side of it.
Right? Yeah.
Normally we're in your position, so this is kind of cool. It was definitely nice. I loved being able to chit chat with the chat you had going on. That was fun. That and I got to learn something. That's how you should always look at it, in my opinion, anyways. From everything you do, pull something from each thing and try to learn. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you, Andrew, and we look
Yeah.
forward to seeing what happens with your channel and in the future. And I hope you find that flowing hair that you want to find. I hope that happens real soon. And when it does happen, you better come back and let me know, okay?
Oh, I'll definitely let you know. I think pretty much most of the world will hear me
Yeah.
screaming.
That's it. John, anything real quick you want to share with our audience before we head out?
Yeah, I just want to say, finding the relics and coins is a lot of fun, obviously, but to me, it's making the memories and making friends. My
Yeah,
best videos are of other people finding things I'm finding, and I think that's what makes me more happy than anything, really.
right,
So,
right, and
Oh,
that
yeah.
that's such a good point. I mean,
yeah,
When Michael finds something, I'm so excited for him. When I find something, he's so excited for me. And anybody that you go out with, I mean, I just love seeing the stuff come out of the ground. I mean, it just and some of those things are just so amazing, and you get overwhelmed in some cases. But you brought up a good point, and just like we were just mentioning about DigStock, a lot of people will go to this event, but it's not about the fines. In a lot of cases, it's about the enjoyment of being with fellow detectors and just enjoying being with each other and making those friendships and those connections that you're never going to get otherwise. And I think that's the important thing about metal detecting events is we're all brothers. We're brothers in arms, right? We're going into this battle to try to recover something, and we all have that same camaraderie. We have that same feeling about uh, all of this, the community, the relics, the history, all of that sort of comes together all as one, and you realize that hey, I'm just like everybody else in this hobby, and that's the fun thing about going to an event like Digstock is that you get to do that, and you get to meet people that you probably never would have otherwise met, and that's
right.
what makes it so fun and so fascinating. So again, thank you for sharing that, John. That's a great point. Beth, how
Sure.
about you, babe? What you want to say to everyone before we get out of here?
Just this is such an amazing community to be a part of, it's awesome to see what people are digging across the United States and across the world. I've made friends all over the US. I've made friends all over the world, you know. And I want to say thank you to all the people that I see in here that came over from TikTok to come watch us. We
Right.
appreciate
Well,
you,
we
and all the
we
YouTubers that are in here too. It's been a
yeah,
fun night talking
yeah,
treasure.
yeah. It has been, and again, go check these guys out on Tokcast on TikTok on Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock. Right? Am I right?
Hmm.
Did I
Yes,
mess up?
sir.
I didn't
Yep.
mess up. Right? Okay, good. So go check these guys out. They're an amazing group of people, and they do a fantastic job. You won't be disappointed if you are on TikTok going watching their show. And again, we appreciate them, and we appreciate each and every one of you taking your time out on a Friday night to join in with us and share in the camaraderie and enjoy the hobby and the community and all of those things. That's what makes this hobby so great. And we appreciate each and every one of you joining in with us tonight. So, again, thank you guys so much. And again, Michael, you want to say something real quick before we get out of here?
I enjoyed it, guys, and everybody have a good night and get out and find some relics this weekend.
Yes,
yeah.
get out and find something great. And if you like, share them with us. You can reach us at sransc@gmail.com. I don't have that up on the thing, but I can put it in the I guess I can put it in the chat, right, guys? I can do that real
Yeah.
quick. So you can share that with me, and we would love to see your finds as well, and maybe we can feature that coming up in the near future. So again, go do that. If you find something amazing and you feel like it's something that people are going to want to see, then share it. I don't care what it is. It could be a pull tab, couldn't it, Michael?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's
Hey,
strange to you,
we've
wait
all
till
dug
I
our
can see
fair
it.
share of pull tabs, right?
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know, really. So, again, thank you guys so much. I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. Go out and enjoy yourself. Get outside. Hopefully, it's not too cold for anybody yet, and hopefully, that ground's not frozen yet. Get out there, find some amazing artifacts, and find some amazing things. Go do what you love. Don't let anybody stop you from that, and keep doing what you're doing. All right, guys, take care. Have a great weekend, and we will catch you guys on our next adventure. So take care, and we will see you guys really, really soon. Have a good one, guys.
Thank you, Brian and Michael.
Bye bye.
Thank you, guys.
Okay.